What if I told you Superman, the god among men, was beaten senseless by a butler? That's right. Alfred Pennyworth, the loyal servant of Batman, not only takes on the Man of Steel, but absolutely breaks him. How did it come to this? In a world where Superman becomes a tyrant, it's the quiet but deadly Alfred who delivers justice. But it's not just a punch, it's a shocking betrayal and the collapse of everything Superman once stood for. Injustice. Gods Among Us is not your typical superhero story. This isn't the Superman who stands for truth and justice. This is a Superman who's been pushed beyond his moral limits, turning from hero to tyrant. The tipping point? The Joker's twisted scheme that sets everything in motion. The story begins with the Joker pulling off his most devastating plan yet. After years of tormenting Gotham, he decides to step into Metropolis. His target, Superman. Using a combination of Scarecrow's fear toxin and kryptonite, the Joker tricks Superman into believing he's fighting his greatest enemy, Doomsday. But in a horrifying twist, Superman realizes too late that he's not fighting Doomsday. He's accidentally killed his pregnant wife, Lois Lane. Worse yet, the Joker rigged a bomb in Metropolis to detonate once Lois's heart stops. The result? Metropolis is wiped out in an instant, leaving Superman without his home, his city, or his wife. This is the moment that breaks Superman. In his grief, he snaps and kills the Joker in cold blood, right in front of Batman. This action sends a shockwave through the superhero community. Superman decides that the world needs order, and he's the one to impose it, by force if necessary. What follows is a clash of ideologies. Superman forms a totalitarian regime, believing that absolute control is the only way to prevent future tragedies. On the other side is Batman, who believes in free will and justice. Bruce Wayne assembles a resistance, refusing to let Superman become the world's dictator. As Superman's regime grows in power, many heroes and villains pick sides. Wonder Woman, Flash, and others join Superman, believing in his vision. Meanwhile, Batman finds allies in Green Arrow, Harley Quinn, and others who stand against tyranny. But the battle isn't just physical, it's psychological. Superman's presence alone makes it hard for anyone to challenge him. His overwhelming strength and the fear he instills leave even the bravest heroes questioning whether they can win. And now we come to one of the most surprising moments in the entire Injustice series. With Superman's power growing, tensions rise between him and Batman. In issue number 36, Batman breaks into Superman's Fortress of Solitude to retrieve a weapon, but Superman catches him. What follows is a brutal beatdown with Superman mercilessly attacking his former friend. Bruce is left bloodied, broken, and on the verge of death. But then, everything changes. Alfred Pennyworth, the loyal butler who stood by Bruce's side for decades, steps into the scene. This is no ordinary butler moment. Alfred has taken one of the regime's super-strength pills, enhancing his physical abilities to match Superman's. With a calm fury, Alfred does what no one else has been able to do. He stands up to Superman and delivers one of the most satisfying beatdowns in comic history. Alfred's words cut deeper than any blow. "I am so disappointed in you," he says before breaking Superman's nose with a single punch. The shock on Superman's face is unforgettable. In this moment, Alfred represents more than just loyalty to Bruce. He's standing up for the values Superman once held dear, values that have now been shattered. This isn't just a physical fight, it's symbolic. Alfred, a mere human, taking on a godlike being like Superman, represents the ultimate stand against tyranny. And for once, it's Superman who's left on the ground. While Alfred's intervention is heroic, it doesn't mark the end of the war. Superman's regime continues to tighten its grip, and Batman's resistance grows more desperate. The battle lines are drawn even deeper, with former friends now mortal enemies. But the fight between Alfred and Superman is a pivotal moment. It's a reminder that no matter how powerful Superman becomes, there are still people willing to stand up to him, even if it costs them everything. As the Injustice storyline continues, we see a world fractured beyond repair. Heroes are forced to make impossible choices, and the line between good and evil blurs. Alfred's moment of defiance, however, remains one of the most iconic moments in the series, because it shows that even in a world ruled by fear, Courage can come from the most unexpected places. Injustice, Gods Among Us, is more than just a battle between heroes. It's a deep exploration of power, loss, and the lengths people will go to in the name of justice. Superman's fall from grace is heartbreaking, but it's moments like Alfred's stand that give the story its emotional core. In a world where even the mightiest can become corrupted, it's the small acts of defiance, like a butler breaking a tyrant's nose, that remind us what true heroism looks like. This is the story of a broken world, but it's also a story of hope, sacrifice, and the fight for what's right, no matter the cost. And Alfred's punch? It's a punch that still echoes through the DC universe. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more epic moments from your favorite comics, make sure to hit that subscribe button, join our community for in-depth stories, battles, and everything in between. And don't forget to leave a comment with what you'd like to see next. See you in the next video. Stay heroic.